I'm very, very hopeful that in the next segment that we're going to have some solutions and resolutions from one of the more positive human beings you're ever going to meet in your life. Let's bring on that person,
Please.
Our wonderful guest, Laynton Allan from Kids Co. Is he with us? Is he in the game?
Christian, Laura, Racky, good afternoon. I am in the game.
Good on you, mate. It's good to see you.
Thank you for the intro, Christian. I'll take that. One of the more positive people that you've ever met. Thank you very much.
You certainly are. And something else no one might know about you is you are, of course, an amateur football champion centre-half back and undersized in a Mark Harvey sort of way. So I think that's also worth considering as well. Mate, Kids Co. Let's talk Kids Co. We were just talking about a whole bunch of problems that are facing workplaces and leaders at the moment, and it seems that you've got a solution to all of them. So tell us a bit about this Kids Co caper. What's it all about?
Yeah, thanks, Christian. Look, Kids Co started 4 years ago now, in 2016, and it's probably one of the more quintessential entrepreneurial kind of stories where, my business partner and I, Adrian, were introduced through a mutual friend, just based on what you mentioned off the top, this kind of human chemistry that might match up. And we met on Chapel Street there for a coffee and really just hit it off and found that, we'd actually, I think, enjoy working together. But more importantly than that, we had these great synergies and passions around, helping families and bringing families together. But then also from a school teacher's background, doing that with a really great quality and utilising the school teachers in the school holiday programs.
No, and I think you're absolutely right. And it's sort of easy to say that stuff, but we've been lucky enough to see it sort of firsthand and known you for a little while. And then you decided to go on Shark Tank, which is an interesting deviation. You thought you'd have a go at that. Tell us a little bit about what happened there.
Yeah, mate. Well, when I said off the top that it's like the quintessential entrepreneurial story, we literally went 12 months without a single customer. And with that means you've got no income for 12 months, which presents its challenges in itself. But, oddly, that was the most liberating period of my adult life, having no income, financially the worst, but no income was unbelievably liberating and really created a pressure to make sure we performed and just kept at it to, we're kind of at the all-in stage. Shark Tank was a game changer, absolute game changer in that, I mentioned that first 12 months. We averaged about 3 inquiries per month leading into that, and we used to really get up and about with every inquiry. We'd go celebrate, with lunch and a beer anytime the phone would ring. 12 hours after Shark Tank, we had 128 inquiries come in. So,
oh my God, unbelievable.
Hang on. Laynton, just stop there. You went from 3 inquiries a month to 128 inquiries in a day.
Half a day, yeah, in 12 hours.
That's incredible. Nuts.
Let's all go on Shark Tank.
Yeah, I can recommend. Although you are at the hands of the editing gods. I particularly was at the hands of the editing gods when I called one of the sharks by the wrong name, and it was the ad for the week, and it made headlines around the world. I had friends in the UK messaging me saying, "Mate, you're on the Daily Mail." I was getting trolled from people in France. We're in newspaper in China. So that little slip up, the editing gods could have omitted it, but they put it in, but it worked out for the positive.
Then you got to go viral.
That's right. Once those lights go on, mate, it's a deer in the headlight situation, isn't it? A little bit, isn't it?
Can be.
All right, so let's get into the sort of the bones of this thing. Kids Co. It's a beautifully named business. Tell us exactly what is involved in the process of, if someone's involved through their employer, how exactly does it work?
Look, I might start, our traditional business pre-COVID.
Sure.
And kind of bring it back to what I talked at the start with, these synergies in bringing families together. We also, had these insights around school teachers and the fact that, there was so many ambitious school teachers that had 10 weeks a year free or 50 days where they needed extra work. So on the same note there, kids have 50 days of school holidays.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, correct. When parents only get 20 days of annual leave, there's this complete imbalance. So, it's a massive stress for families during the school holidays, which has changed over time with the changes in social landscape from when we were all kids. It's now become a real stress point for families. So we wanted to make that easier and set out to do that by creating really cool school holiday programs in workplaces around Australia.
How does that work when you say in the workplace? Like, are they coming and sitting next to mum and dad at the, spinning around on the office chair, or like, how does it actually work in practice? And again, pre-COVID.
Yeah, so mum and dad or parent or guardian, grandparent gets to bring their kid into work with them, which is part of the fun, is that journey to and from work. But they'll bring them to their traditional workplace and drop them off in the fun zone, which is, created by us. And it might be our school teachers taking over the boardroom, the auditorium, the training centre, a couple of meeting rooms put together. So it's, within very close proximity to where mum or dad, parent or guardian is sitting. And our teachers theme up this epic kid space.
That's awesome. And I know I've seen some of the clips of people talking about using it with their kids and having it in the workplace, and something they've loved is being able to have the commute with their kids, have lunch, take them out for lunch, and then go home with them at the end of the day. And that's actually a really nice bonding experience too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's completely bonding for parent and child, but it's actually really galvanizing for the workforce as well, Hypothetically, yourself, Laura, and I worked together. We had kids. You worked in marketing. I worked in finance. We wouldn't have had much interaction. However, now if our two kids have made friends, all of a sudden there's this commonality between us that, just enhances and galvanizes the workforce for greater output, to the business.
It's amazing.
It is. Now, Laynton, this is working very, very well as a business. And then all of a sudden, around March this year, indeed, we caught up about a week or two, I think, before all this sort of madness kicked off. Tell us what changed at the moment of COVID really arriving in Australia.
I think, like everyone, Christian, in the start, it didn't really feel real. It was like, how much is this COVID going to impact us? And then with education, and time as it went by, we realized that this is serious. And for us, the key date was March 23rd. It was a Wednesday. I remember the first phone call coming at about 10:15 in the morning, and it was one of our major clients pulling out. We had about 30 clients booked in for the April school holidays. First one pulled out. By 5:30 that night, we only had 2 customers left. Every time the phone rang, we felt like hiding under the desk.
No wonder you remembered the date and the day.
Yeah, I remember where I didn't actually hide under the desk, but metaphorically, I felt like it. By 5:30, as I said, we only had 2 customers left, which was a huge impact on our business and what we built. So, we were really faced with the decision: do we go on offense, or do we just really pull the handbrake up and go on defense and kind of preserve what we've built to date and ride out the wave and come back post-COVID?
Not knowing how long the wave is or where it ends, or it's easy to look back with Monday morning quarterbacking now, but who knows then? So you've come in a day. Much like the reversal of the Shark Tank experience, you've gone from heady highs to pretty challenging lows. Any business goes through that, and lots of businesses have late, just so you know. But that's a sort of Black Wednesday for you. So what do you do? Do you metaphorically hide under the desk, or what have you done since? Cue encouraging music.
Yeah, put the orchestra on.
That's right.
24th, we decided, there was a lot of emotion banding around, and there was conflicting ideas within everyone in the office. So we took the 24th. We just sent everybody home. Very little contact between one another to brainstorm ideas on how we potentially might be able to turn defense into offense. Me personally, I found myself a nice little spot in the corner of a beer garden in Yarraville, looking in the bottom of a pint glass for about 8 hours to see what inspiration I could draw up. Really sobering experience. But we came back then on the Friday, which would have been the 24th. Bagels in the morning, got the whiteboard up, and everyone just threw ideas at the whiteboard, and we really just broke it down from there that what was going to be the fight worth fighting the most, and hence virtual school holiday program was born.
So I know we want to talk about lots and lots of things. So very quickly, tell us how the virtual program is working in practice.
In practice, it's all obviously done online, but it's done in a really cool way that keeps the kids engaged from start to finish, and that's kind of supported by the fact that it's high quality school teachers that are running it, but also there's really cool high level equipment that are delivered personally to each child's door, and it starts as soon as the box arrives, Laura. It's not just a box with a few things in it. A balloon will come out the top. There's confetti in it. And there's a personal note to the individual child to really start getting them excited for logging on and seeing the other, 11 kids in the classroom and completing the activities throughout the day.
That's awesome. And I think especially, we forget how much at the moment, especially in Melbourne, our kids are missing out on the excitement of their normal everyday kid lives. So to have them get this package that's just for them, I can imagine that it's really working really well. So well done on shifting so quickly.
Can I like we were covering earlier in the show, leading working parents right now, and I think this is a real challenge, and it may indeed be a challenge for you as well. What problem does this, like right now, I mean, we're talking things might change next 6-12 months, things get a bit more predictable, but in the last 6 months, like what are some of the productivity, tracking, value, what are you seeing, what are you hearing in feedback from parents with the kids with their program?
Yeah, there's probably a few points I'd like to bring up here, Christian. I think, the most compelling point, one of the few most compelling points I'd like to bring up is 92% of the 10,000 plus parents that were surveyed reported 7 hours of uninterrupted time.
Imagine that.
What a dream.
As a parent myself, my kids aren't old enough to come to the program just yet, but as a parent myself, 7 hours of uninterrupted time, I can only imagine what that feels like, and the feedback gives that to us, particularly when you're trying to complete work throughout the day. The other one was a survey result we actually got this morning from Bunnings Warehouse, and they reported 93% of their employees who were involved in the program reported a benefit to their mental health. So those are kind of two really compelling data points, I guess, to come out of this that are objective pieces of feedback from, the quality of the program. Others, it's more subjective stuff. You get parents calling you. The coolest one was a mum calling us, singing us a song. She made us a song about how grateful she was.
You've saved her life.
In some sense, she felt like that. So virtual programs have caught us by surprise that how successful they are, but it's been a lot of hard work and incredibly gratifying for the team at the same time.
Good on you.
Laynton, you get me 7 hours of productive time, mate, and I'll sing you any song you want. Make no mistake.
He'll send you balloons, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Now, you sort of tiptoed into sort of potentially some mental health advantages here. But I just want to bring it back because, these are some of the stories we'll write and read about for years, this 12-month period. From the time that the business, effectively as you knew it, disappeared in a day, how did you get through that, you and your business partner and your team? Like, how did you get through that without going round the twist? How did you galvanise yourself to go again?
Look, it's probably not just myself and my business partner, it's the whole team here. I think there's a few things that we've learnt about ourselves over time, and it all probably comes under the umbrella of resilience. Now, resilience, I don't think is something you're born with, but I think it's something you can certainly train. And we're probably benefiting from practicing resilience every day for the past 18 months as a team. Through a structured, team huddle every morning or stand up, we have a structure to the way we answer questions and the way that we report to each other. It really helps build resilience, which I think really helps the team see the possibilities, not the hurdles, when we're faced with, things like COVID, big things like COVID, but all the negative machinations that have come from COVID throughout the last 6 months. I think the fact that we're all more resilient or trained in resilience has helped us perform.
But what about yourself as a leader? We've been talking a lot over the last few weeks that a lot of leaders, not only are you responsible for keeping the whole thing going, you've got to keep picking up your team and bringing them along. You're going to fall down at some point. Like, have you had those moments, and what have you worked through to see if there's a way that you can keep yourself going?
You have 1 minute, Laynton.
Yeah, it's been an emotional roller coaster, Laura. To say that it's all been happiness and positivity would be a blatant lie. I've certainly had my struggles as a leader throughout the past 6 months as well. Being tested more so than ever. I think the 3 things that have really helped me are meditation, exercise, and journaling every day. I've got a little scoreboard that I've created myself on my desk that I make sure I've ticked those 3 things before I go home every day. And that's really just helped me kind of center up. I don't think I'm quite centered yet, but I'm back close to my most powerful version using these 3 things every day.
I think it doesn't even really matter what the 3 things are, right? Maybe it's the ritual, and also it's just the acknowledgement to yourself as a human being that it's hard and you need to actually take some time, you have that put your own mask on first, right?
Well, Laura Racky loves her lists, so she will have a list, and if she doesn't tick them off, we're in all sorts of trouble. Laynton Allan, we are out of time. I just want to say
so much.
Thank you very much for coming on. You have a lot to be proud of with Kids Co. You're doing a wonderful job, mate, and we very much look forward to the next 5, 10, 50 years, as long as you feel like running. Well done, mate. Thanks for coming on.
You guys rock. Thanks so much.
See you later.
Well, he's done all right.
Good on him.
They got a good business, and I think they're heading in the right direction. It's funny how you go from, no money for a year, Shark Tank, 128 inquiries, COVID, business gone, back in business, online. They did that in 5 days. They came up with that plan in 5 days. It's a remarkable effort, and I encourage anyone, any employers that are thinking about the engagement of their staff, that Kids Co business is well worth a look. We are well out of time. Rick's whispering in my ear, so thank you very much. Thank you, Laura Racky.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you, Laynton Allan. Thank you, super producer Rick, and we hope to see you again next week.